So just start really by introducing ourselves. My name's Paul Mellon. I'm the course director in the PGCert Business Analysis and Consulting, and I'll just pass you over to Helen.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Helen McKenna, and I am the course director for the Masters in Business and Technology, known as the MBT.
So you've chosen to come along to our postgraduate information session and an awareness webinar here. So I suppose within the context of this session, we're going to be focusing on both programs, and that's the MSc in Business and Technology and the PGCert Business Analysis and Consulting. And Helen's going to take you through the main body of information around those two courses and how they work and what to expect. I think I'm just going to kick off with a little bit of information just around postgraduate study in Ulster, to give you a bit of background as well. For those, there may be some among you who have studied in the UU before, and maybe others who haven't had any experience with the UU. So this is a bit of background as to how we approach postgraduate study. So the benefits we see of studying at UU, and this very much applies, I suppose, particularly to the two programs that we're going to be talking to you about today. We develop programs very, very closely with industry and very much in collaboration with industry as well. We have a lot of strong links with employers and key employers both within Northern Ireland and outside Northern Ireland, and our programs are developed in collaboration with them around the skills that they're telling us that they want their employees and they want their managers to have. So this is very, very much true of the PGCert Business Analysis and Consulting and the MSc in Business and Technology as well, and Helen will share a lot more information as to how that has been done and how that has been achieved. We pride ourselves on having very much a supported study environment. We have very much a wider team around delivery of our programs, including throughout the library, wider student services as well. So it's not, when you study postgraduate study at UU, it's not just about the lectures and the academics that you encounter through your programs. We've got a wider body support and also focus very strongly on pastoral care as well, to remove every barrier to you in terms of completing your postgraduate study. I think that the thing I will focus on as well in terms of this program, taught by experts, the people that we bring in on both the programs that we're going to speak to you about today have real life industry experience. They've worked in very much the field of technology or consulting, and they bring a lot of that experience to bear, which kind of backs up and underpins a lot of the academic teaching that you're going to receive as well. So it's very, very much a real life, a cutting edge, and a very much contemporary experience whenever you join these programs. Just some of the information around the quantifiable benefits, and there's been research, a lot of research to see on the right hand side of the slide developed around what quantifiably can benefit you from postgraduate study, and maybe some of the things that might jump out to you around salary that the average master's graduate can expect to earn additional over lifetime employment is just over £250,000. So those are the types of things that maybe jump out to you at this stage. Also, that postgraduates progress 20% faster than graduates in professional settings, and there's a lot of research that underpins that. So, depending what your motivations are for embarking on postgraduate study with ourselves at Ulster, those are fairly tangible and fairly compelling statistics that might encourage you or might motivate you to move forward. We pride ourselves again in Ulster at offering very much flexible modes of study, full-time, part-time, distance learning. Traditionally, with these programs that we're going to speak to you about today, they have been delivered very much in a flexible framework, and I suppose the pandemic and the legacy of the pandemic has increased that for us as well, and increased our capacity and our confidence in terms of how we deliver and the various different modes of delivery that are available now that can kind of build around your life in terms of where you're at. You may be working, you may have other commitments in your life, and we very much pride ourselves in being able to offer a program of study that can work around that. And again, Helen will talk and a little bit more specific detail around that and how that works within our two programs. Industry recognition, the industry networks and our links with industry and our ability to co-create programs with industry is something that really makes us unique in Ulster. And again, that's something that you will see today through this program. This is probably one of the key postgraduate and master's program options that has been currently co-created with industry. So we engage with employers very much in real time, and have done within these two programs, and asking them what they're looking for in terms of the skill set of the professions that they want to employ, and we shape our programs and we shape our delivery around those current needs. I think that's what makes us unique. We want our students to feel that they're embarking on a course of study, that when they complete or when they come through, that they're very much equipped to access the opportunities that are out there in the marketplace at the moment, and will be out there in the future. It's very much an exciting time for this particular sector of study. Helen and I are particularly excited about this program and about the opportunities that we're seeing coming through for people who've participated in this. I think that's something that you will learn, as you will see before we complete this seminar, that there's a lot of opportunities out there for people who graduate with the skill set that you will have from participating in this program. Applying to UU, very much a user-friendly process, all delivered through the ulster.se.uk website. A lot of assistance, a lot of help there in terms of the application process. And there's if there are any issues or if there are any additional support requirements, we will support you, and we will assist you with that to get you over the line in terms of making your application to Ulster. Some information around fees and finance. The master's courses based on our 21 to 22 pricing start from in and around just over £6,000. There are lots of flexible ways to pay for that. There's discounts for alumni and also for upfront payment, and also finance available as well. Now we caveat that these fees vary depending on the program that you're interested in, but again, all current information around fees is available on the website as well. So I'm now going to pass you over to Helen, and she's going to take you through specifically the MSc Business and Technology and the PGCert pathway within that.
Thank you, Paul. And as Paul has alluded to, this program has been developed in conjunction with industry, and we were lucky to be involved with PwC. A senior representative of PwC was key in helping us shape the program. So the program's aim is to advance business and leadership capability in the tech-led world. So the ethos or the thinking behind the program was that the technology industry was growing so fast, and there were people with a technology or project-based background who wanted to develop their skills to support them moving into leadership roles and into transformation management roles. So the idea behind this program then was to support those people with that background and develop their business and leadership capability in that context. So the student profile, so in terms of who this program is ideal for, it is ideal for people experienced in a technology or tech-led project roles who want to progress their careers into senior management and leadership in the technology and professional services sector. And in the development of this program, we developed a very strong stakeholder engagement strategy, and that was targeted towards other people in the industry as well. And this program has also been informed by higher education influencers from colleges and organisations such as Babson College. So that's the sort of overview for the program. And in terms of what it looks like, it has three elements to it. So in year one, you will study the postgraduate certificate in business analysis consulting. Year two is looking at then the postgraduate diploma in transformation management and leadership, and then year three is where you look at the development of the MSc in business and technology. So this is a very unique program in that, if you like, it's innovative in the sense that you will have there's these unique exit point. So let's say you did start the program and you did year one and you just wanted to just complete year one, you would then exit with a postgraduate certificate in business analysis consulting. And the thinking behind this structure, which is very innovative, was that it kind of followed the pathway of those who were in senior leadership roles in organisations in the professional services sector and tech-led industry. So typically they would have started out with sort of a business analysis type role or business consultancy type role, then they moved into a leadership and transformation management type role, and then into senior leadership. So it does follow the pathway, and it is very flexible in that you could do year one and then exit out and, say, get that qualification at the certificate level, and then maybe come back in a couple of years' time. So it's very, very flexible and sort of stackable approach to gaining a qualification. And when I do talk about the 3 years, I'm talking over, that's based on a part-time model. And importantly, this program is framed in in a triangle of business understanding, technology, and human insights. And I'll explain in just a moment just how that looks. So the structure of the program, as I say, there are the 3 areas there, and so for the postgraduate certificate in business analysis consulting, there are 4 modules. Module 1, you will study business analysis and consulting, and that module there is where we're really looking at sort of understanding business problems, and then creating business solutions, and also looking at benefits and risk analysis. We also look at things like problem definition. We cover business analysis tools and consulting tools. So that's module 1. And then in module 2, which is stakeholder and client management. So here we do focus very much on the stakeholder management, but also client management. So here what we'll have is we'll have areas around client management, and it will be business simulations that we use here. So it's a very much a hands-on type module where you do get to engage in simulated environment with clients, and also then looking at the wider stakeholders. We cover stakeholders here right through from primary stakeholders and secondary stakeholders as well. And then module 3 is tech and data science and consulting. And then the final module then, module 4, is consulting and practice. So in that module, what you get to do then is you get to basically apply all of the learning that you've had in modules 1, 2, and 3, and putting that into a project-based model. And then you can see the column to the left-hand side there, business understanding, human insights, and technology. So as you go through the program over the period of 3 years on a part-time basis, you start with the business understanding, and then in year 1, the certificate level, that is about really just understanding the business and understanding problems and market research, etc. And then in year 2, it's more about the strategy and the transformation side of the business understanding. When we do the postgraduate diploma. So human insights, so in year 1, human insights is about stakeholder and client management context, but in year 2, it's more about leading people and leading transformation and building effective teams to implement transformation. In technology strand then in year 1 at the certificate level, it is about tech and data science consulting, as I said, but in year 2 then we look at tech operations and transformation. So that's the year 1, if you like, and just getting an understanding of the themes there in the industry and future of work themes. In year 2, which is the postgraduate diploma in transformation management leadership, so module 1 is about strategy and transformation. So that is about looking for options for strategy. So it might be transformation options, it might be company growth options. It will really all depend on the context. And then in module 2, it's looking at leading the transformation. So it really is about understanding leadership qualities and the theory around that, but all done within the context of transformation leadership. Now, not transformational leadership, it's transformation leadership or leading transformation. And then in year 2, in module 3, then in year 2, the tech in operations, that's the focus there is about the transformation process. And then, like year 1, in year 2, it's the transformation and practice consultancy project as well. So again, what you'll be doing is you'll be taking all the learnings from the first 3 modules, and then that will feed into the final module, which is, if you like, a consultancy and transformation in practice. Now, year 3, which is the looking at capstone transformation projects. So this will be a work-based learning project covering all topics across all the themes throughout year 1 and year 2. And when we talk about a work-based learning, so if you're employed, what you can do is you can apply this project to your current employment. It's not a necessity to do that, because we can look at different options for how we can get the right type of project that you need in terms to meet the learning objectives of the final year. So that's the overview of the whole programme, and I recognise there is a lot to take in there, because it is it's a very structured programme, and there are lots of components and lots of elements to that. But we have designed this in conjunction with industry. So we've asked them, what are the skills that are required, what knowledge and information do students need to have so that they're work ready, and what are the key themes that we need to be addressing within this programme. And what you see there in that diagram is a result of a very long consultation process, lots of co-design sessions with industry, lots of research around what is required for the future of work and for the future of industry. So the business analysis and consulting, which is certificate level, so that the programme aim there is advancing business analysis and consulting capability in a tech-led world, whereas the MBT is about advancing business acumen and leadership capability in a tech-led world. So really what this is in terms of year 1, it's starting that process off. And the rationale behind even this certificate as a standalone certificate then was it was created to meet the increasing demand for business analysis consulting skills in the professional services and tech-led sector. So for those of you that are interested in just doing the PGCert, just know that you're on the pathway to a master's if that's what you choose to do, because to get onto the master's program, then if you've completed this, then you'll be admitted then into the PG Dip to PG Dip level. So who's this course ideal for? So this is for people who would like to work in a consultancy role, and it is particularly in the professional services and consultancy sector. However, we have participants who are coming from a consultancy background, and also people who have run their own businesses who would really like to sort of learn more about the business analysis consulting. It's also suitable for people experienced in a technology or tech-led project roles who want to progress their careers in business analysis and consulting and management. As I say, it is part of the MBT programme, so there's the option of progressing in your own time onto the master's programme. I'll not need to go over that slide because we've just covered that, but for those of you that are just interested in the certificate level, then that's the overview of the programme. So some of the key themes that we've drawn into this programme, firstly, the first diagram you see there is we did do some consultations with MIT to look at what types of programmes that they were delivering, and what came forward very clearly in that research was this idea of innovation-driven entrepreneurship. So that's one of the things that's incorporated within the programme. We did some consultations with Babson, as I said earlier, and immersive learning, looking at this whole idea of employer-based learning, work practice learning. Just some more concepts there that are coming through in terms of the programme. Even from Stanford, we're applying the principles of triangle master peer student into this. So, we already have students who've been through our programme who are now coming back in as guest lecturers. And so it is the thinking behind this programme is to apply these principles to it. So it's really, cutting edge learning, styles of learning, how we go about designing the programme. So it's co-designed with students as well. So we, even in terms of assessments, we have focus groups with students to see how we can improve our assessments, how we can make them more tailored to their jobs and to their roles, and also their future careers and aspirations. The final diagram there you see in the slide, it is about creating you. It's about creating you as an individual, and it's about creating you to have the confidence to lead in a tech-led world. It's about looking at how, it's the brand you as well. So all of that is incorporated within this programme. And in terms of the start dates, so the start dates will we have two usual start dates for the programme, September and then also January as well. And that will be, the plan will be then that will be going forward. That's how the programme will run. And at the moment it's delivered out of the Belfast campus, but it will be potentially the Jordanstown one just in semester one. So the mode of delivery, so if you're interested in the MBT, the Masters in Business and Technology, typically that's done over a 3-year period on a part-time basis. The full-time business analysis consulting, that would be typically done over 2 semesters. So how that would normally look would be over a 6-month period. And then with the PGCert, Business Analysis Consulting part-time, yes, that is done over a year normally, so basically over the 3 semesters. Now in terms of attendance, it'll depend on the cohort, but we would typically see that the attendance would look like potentially a half day or evening type of approach, and then depending on the course that you take, then that, you know, obviously how that will be scheduled out over the semester. But there will be a component of blended learning in this as well. So there will be, where we have the idea there will be some of it will be online, some we call asynchronous and synchronous. So so asynchronous then is where we have the blended piece, and the synchronous then is basically the face-to-face on time in real time. So that's the sort of overview of the mode. And just in terms of delivery model, I mean, these slides here are for your own viewing later, but Paul has talked about this, the thinking behind this programme, that it is employer-based learning. It is project-based learning as well. We also use case method learning. We use business simulations, and we also give you the opportunity then to explore all the different business information and reports that are available in our library. For example, the IBIS market research reports. We also use MarketLine. We use Mintel, etc. as well. And Paul has spoken to you briefly just about the industry experts. So we do bring in industry experts in to be part of the teaching team. Also, they come in to do guest speaking roles. We have them coming in to do what we would call insights sessions as well. So it's an industry-based program led by industry experts, and you know, delivered in the industry context. So assessments. So the assessment approach that we use, I mean, yes, there is academic writing obviously as part of a master's level program, but we aim to develop skills such as reports and business case writing as part of the program. We employ professional conversations as part of assessment. We use business simulation tasks, and we also use online presentations. But we do the online presentations. We use Panopto as one of the methodologies that we use, because going forward in the world, we have to be able to work with clients in an online environment, and part of that will be to make professional presentations. So as you're going through the program, we're developing your, if you like, your digital skills, also developing your report writing skills, the business skills, the professional communication skills that you're going to be needing in a consultancy or a leadership role. And we also employ the methodology of learning logs as part of this as well, so that you're as you're going through your course, you're developing what we call a learning log, and then that contributes towards assessment as well. Now this diagram here is just an overview of the types of skills that you've been learning as part of the course, the overall course. Some components of it you'll do at different stages, but if you have a look there at the top parts, that's the knowing. So what at the end of this program, what will our graduates know? They will know things like business analysis, value creation. We have stakeholder management there, application of tech and data science, managing consultancy projects. And then moving over to the next part of the diagram at the top, we learn about strategic planning and transformation, how to lead transformation, how to manage people, particularly looking at driving sustainable change and implementing sustainable change. And then also, moving more so in year 3, it is about managing complex projects. So in terms of being, so the kind of skills that we develop there would be leadership, influencing skills, where great advocates of empathy and how you can that in this whole area of emotional intelligence. So that the course features quite heavily in those areas. It's about authentic leadership. It's about also building resilience and confidence. We focus on things like building an agile mindset, and we're also advocates very much of a learning mindset as well, and that's very clear throughout the program, as you will see if you join us. And in terms of the doing, so if you look at the doing skills and those sort of key skills that you can use in any employment, but we incorporate things like leading and managing people, strategic thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, and in this case here it's structured problem solving. We develop your creativity and your innovation skills. Lots of things there in terms of, I've spoken already about the digital skills too. But we also encourage building and sharing knowledge as part of the program too, so it is about peer learning too. Okay, and just to finish off then, so finally then the program, both programs are based on industry, developing industry relevant skills and knowledge, about building confidence in your role as a leader, and also confidence in business skills. The program is essentially about creating leaders of the future and progressing your career. And then finally, it is about advancing your business and leadership capability in a tech-led world. So thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you, Hal. So folks, just before we wrap up, just some information around sort of very key developments in the university that are going on in the background as well. Obviously, we're very excited about the new Belfast campus, which is due to open its doors in September. And the plan at this point is that on these particular programs that we're talking about, the likelihood is that delivery in semester 1 from September would be on the Jordanstown campus, but would move to Belfast in semester 2. And I mean, we're extremely excited as staff and as delivery people. We're starting to see some of the plans for what the Belfast campus is going to look like, some of the facilities, and I think a lot of the teaching methodologies that Helen spoke about there in terms of simulations, group work, collaboration, the new shared spaces in the new campus really add to that and really facilitate that, and we're really looking forward to working with students there. In terms of, obviously, COVID-19 has had an implication on everything, including how we deliver, and plans are afoot at the moment for ourselves to transition to the new way of working, and hopefully with face-to-face teaching. So we're planning to do that, and we're working towards that, and we're doing so in line with government guidance as things change. So the website is probably the best way to keep up to date with what we're doing there. There's a special section on sort of the coronavirus pandemic and how our delivery plans are going, which is updated regularly there on ulster.se.uk. So I think that's pretty much it from us. Again, if anybody that is here live has any questions, and even if you're not comfortable with sharing those verbally, if you want to stick them in the chat, we can deal with them. If not, Helen's email address is there. Feel free to get in touch. We'd be delighted to hear from you, or even talk to you specifically about your own situation and what our programs can do for you. But other than that, thank you for listening, and we hope to see you along on some of our programs.